I'm sure we've all heard the expression, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, which means basically that what you see depends on how you're looking at it. And that's true in so many ways. And when Paul was writing to Titus, Paul had done a campaign on the island of Crete, and Titus was responsible for following that up in people's lives and establishing the church. And Paul makes this comment. He says that to those who are pure, everything is pure. But those who are corrupted will see everything in a way that is corrupt. And he says that's true even for people who claim to be believing in God and yet are corrupted. They're not going to see things the way that they should. And he goes on in these verses in Titus to say this: to the pure, all things are pure, but to those who are corrupted and do not believe, nothing is pure. In fact, both their minds and consciences are corrupted. They claim to know God, but by their actions they deny him. They're detestable, disobedient, and unfit for doing anything good. They're incredibly strong words. And in fact, that's quite characteristic for the way that Paul is addressing the situation with Titus there in Crete, saying, look, make sure that this new church that's being established is being established in the purity of the gospel. Don't allow compromise in. Don't allow corrupt thinking to come in, because it's going to cause confusion. So he's really strong on these particular points. And, you know, it's interesting because he's saying that people's consciences can become corrupt. So in other words, that safety mechanism which we have on the inside of us, where God has given us a conscience which reminds us when we're getting it right and when we're getting it wrong. Once that conscience has become corrupted, we've got a problem. We've lost that, as it were, compass by which we should be going forward. Now, of course, the Word of God allows us to correct that compass. But there's a challenge, and this is the challenge that Titus has to bring to the Cretans. You need to be aligned with the Word of God and the purposes of God. Because once you've got the corruption out of the way, and you really are believing God in the way that you should, you'll know that purity that enables you to see these things in a way that's pure, so that you don't end up being drawn away with negative thinking about things that are not actually negative in themselves, but are just seen that way once your conscience is defiled and you become corrupted. So there's a big challenge here to say, look, let's line our consciences up with the Word of God so that we walk in that purity and live in that purity, and then to the pure, all things are pure.